What's up? Look at all these amazing people here.
Wow. Hi,
John
everyone.
and Daniel Turner. I love the guitars, man. I told you that last time, I think. Matthew Steinberg, what's going on? Natalia, Natalie, Nancy. Isn't that cool? We get to see people all over the world.
So amazing.
In their living rooms, some driving. Dr. Pradia, cool pics on the back. Good to see you guys. Todd. Hey, everybody. Meet my wife, Lisa Graziosi.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here with all of you.
I just drag her out from home and say, come on, let's go do it. We've been doing this once a year for about 5 years now. And it ends up being the most watched inner circle of the year. Because I guess we all realize the power of connection, the power of relationships, the power of love.
Exactly.
Right? And love, connection, relationships, getting along, does not serve every area of our lives, right? At the end of this journey, I think we're going to cherish the relationships with our children, our significant other, our families,
Yes.
our parents, our siblings. I think we're gonna cherish that more than anything else, don't you think? I mean, let's have it all. I mean, I'm not afraid of going for it all. So I think that's why. And today, thank you for all your amazing questions. And we got so many. We got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands. Our team narrowed it down to about 10 that they thought covered most all the questions you guys asked. But we'll make this fun. We'll make this interactive. And maybe I should stop talking and let my wife say something. But I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. This is so great. And like you were saying, I really do believe that love, whether it's just a friendship or a intimate relationship, it is a foundation to everything. And I know that all of you are here because of, first and foremost, your success and your business and your drive. But the foundation is your happiness and relationships. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so great.
So here's the thing. What I love about doing this relationship stuff, once a year doing this, is everybody, we all have the life condition, the human condition when it comes to relationships, right? You throw kids in the mix and you throw careers in the mix and taking your life to another level and you want to live into your passion and your purpose. Well, simultaneously, am I neglecting my family by living into my own dreams? Like, am I sacrificing one or the other? Am I avoiding friends? Like all the things that we all face, all these amazing questions, I think we just get through them together, right? And we find patterns that work. And I think the biggest blessing in my life of being in this industry is that my brain, and I think, Lisa, you've gone there as well, even though she doesn't like me to call her Lisa, so I might have to say babe, so don't get...
Babe, honey, sweetie, something.
I
feel like I'm getting in trouble if she says Lisa.
When she's in the other room, I'm like, Lisa, could you come here? She's like, what? It's babe, it's sweetheart, it's not, anyway.
Well, if anyone here, it's my culture. As a Latina woman, we like to call people by little sweet nicknames. And anyway, that's where it
everybody's
comes from.
a Tio or a Tia. I just want you to know.
Everybody's got aunt or uncle or
So today, what I think we're going to do best is not pretend that we're the greatest relationship experts in the history of the world. But since I'm in this industry, and Lisa's been with me for years and years and years now, is we're always looking for patterns. We're always looking for somebody who has a life that we want,
Yes.
the love we want, the relationship we want, the allowing ourselves to connect and keep things alive and juggle our careers and our life and parenthood. We just find people that have already done it, and we really obsess on learning and putting that into our lives. Do we mess up? Completely. Have we done things wrong? Totally. But the foundation of our love is really deep and strong, and that's why we're here today. Cool? So you guys up for that? If you got any questions, put them in the chat. We have some time at the end. We'll try to get as many as we can. What's up, Charles and Sal and Carmen and Dr. Jennifer and Adam and Frank and Claudia and Patsy? All right, I'm going to get right to the first question.
Okay, yeah, let's
Ready?
do it.
This was a big one that came in. Now, we have names on all of these, but one of the biggest ones that came in is, how do you juggle having a career, your own business, a successful life, and family? And how do you make both of those happen when so many, and we all feel this way, it feels so hard to balance both? I'll let you go first.
So, okay, perfect. I think that in our situation, we like to say no to a lot of things not because we want to say no, but because of that. Because, you know, it's hard to keep the balance of this success of your business, of what you're doing day to day, and your family life, your home, whatever. And so sometimes when we say yes to too many things, then you start to sacrifice what's important, like your family, your business, like that starts to go sideways. And we've seen that. And yeah, I think just knowing what to say yes to and no to, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a great answer. And here's
in
the
the
thing.
short, in like the shortest way.
Yeah,
Because I know I could talk a long time. So
No,
that's
please
like
do.
the straight answer.
Another thing too is I get really excited when I'm just going to share. I get really excited when I'm around my wife. It's good to be in my office and have the love of my life next to me. And I get excited, and sometimes I talk too much and overtalk her. So I'm going to do really good at shutting my mouth today whenever I can. But here's what I hear Lisa saying, and it's prioritizing.
Yes.
What is really important to you? Right? What does Tony Robbins always say? Where energy flows, oh my God.
Love goes or something? Or something like that.
Focus flows, right?
Yeah.
Where focus goes, energy flows, or vice versa, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're in great shape, that means it's got your energy and focus. Is that true? If you're really good at your career, Duncan, if you're really good at it, does that mean your focus and energy is on it, right? Right? And sometimes, I think we can all agree, because I'm guilty, I'm raising my hand. Sometimes after a busy day and juggling hundreds of, or whatever it is you do, right? Here it's hundreds of employees, here it's your job, your career, it's all hectic for all of us. Sometimes when we got that focus and we're trying to squeak in a decent lunch or a workout, and then we come home and we're juggling kids, who gets the short end of the stick? Right? The person closest to you. And there's not much left for that person. Like the gas tank's empty at that time, right? And if your love, if your connection, if your intimacy, if your partnership in a business, if your friendship, if your siblings, if it gets your main focus, if it gets your prioritization, then it is so much easier to say no to the things that take away from that. And I would say at our age, I say our, there's some people way younger and maybe some people older, right? I see all you beautiful young faces here. At this phase of our lives, I believe it is worth doing a priority check. Like, what is worth your time? Now, I want to share, and then I'd love for you to have feedback. When I met my wife, picture this. I meet my wife. She's voted the top hairstylist in Arizona 8 out of 10 years. She's driving a brand new Range Rover. She's living, like, she is crushing it in her business. Like, I was shocked at the success. I didn't know you could do that with hair, right? I didn't know you could be that successful in the hair industry. It was amazing. I meet her, and hadn't been married, didn't have kids, and was networking. She was going to a lot of charity events, donating to charity events, meeting amazing people, and really putting together high-level clientele. Is that true? Mm-hmm. She probably, all the baseball wives, all the wealthy people in town all went to my wife. I mean, every time I pulled up to go say hi to her at work, there was Mercedes and Rolls Royces, and like she worked it, right? So I want to share that. But with that I'm going to go a little long here, but I promise I'll get to a point. What I witnessed is with that became a lot of friendships. Not deep friendships, but friendships, and a lot of invites to birthday parties, and a lot of invites to birthday, to that, like so many different things. So I meet her and we're dating, and she's like, "Oh, I have to go to this." And birthday.
I'm a yes person, or was, but yes, I was like,
she's like, "I'm going to go to this birthday party." I'm like, "Who is it?" She's like, "Oh, she's a really nice client. She's really sweet." I'm like, "But let's go on a date tonight." She's like, "No." And she had these yeses, and then finally, when we got close enough and we were getting ready to get engaged, I said, "Hey, I got a new concept for you. What if this love that we found seems pretty damn amazing and we want to fuel it? What if you just bounced off saying yes to someone else? Because when you say yes to someone else, you're kind of saying no to us. So I'd love for you to think about when someone asks you to go, if it is a deep friend that you feel that there is reciprocity in relationship, I do not want to take that away from you. But I think you just got used to saying yes to everything. And I remember her saying, like, I could just say no. Do you remember saying that? You're like, I could just say no.
Yes.
And I remember one day she had a party, she had a birthday party, and she was getting ready to go. And I knew they weren't that great of friends. And she's getting ready, and I'm like, I had one of those long days. I just wanted to hang out with my wife. And I said, she's like, "No, this one I got to go to." I'm like, "Okay." Here's the deal. I want to take you to our favorite restaurant, have a glass of wine, and talk and have an amazing time. Or you could go that. I can jump in the shower and be ready in 5 minutes. And she's like, that's not fair. And she said, no. Then, of course, we get married. She has kids. And that philosophy, I know I'm just talking about the beginning, but that philosophy came over with now her being a parent and our connection, that she looks at, hey, at the end of my life, I'm going to want to say I was there for my kids. I didn't miss anything, that I helped be there. That's just the choice that Lisa's made. And it became part of her DNA to go, the only way I could still run my business and still be with my husband and still be a good mom is most everything on the outside of that had to be a no.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I think it's all phases in your life. That was a phase of my life. And now this is, I do have different priorities now. Like Dean said, our kids come first. Our relationship comes first. And if that's not good, then everything else doesn't matter. It's not good, right? I feel like when you are at the peak of your relationship, you're in love, you're happy, don't you feel like you look better, you feel better, your business is going better? So anyway, we always have to remind ourselves about like, okay, what's our foundation? What is, like, if that falls apart, if we fall apart, everything else will have that trickling effect. And so I've always felt guilty saying no to things and friends and, you know, all of that. But I think it's just got easier. And now I always think about that. At the end of my life, I'm going to regret not spending time with my kids if I say yes to all these things. Not spending time with Dean if I, you know, say yes to this dinner, this birthday that I don't need to be at, you know.
So I'll tell you, I'm the worst at it. She laughs at me. I say no to absolutely everything. Like
Everything.
There's nothing that
I'm
gets
like,
yes.
babe, can we go, you know, think about going to this? No. I'm like, wait, I haven't even told you what it is yet.
But I want to tell you why. I want to give you an example. The best example is one of the professional sports teams, someone bought a team, and I'm, believe me, not bragging, just blessed that we, you know, things happen in life and we have a connection. We have a mutual friend. So the owner of one of the major sports teams said, oh my God, Dean, I'd love to fly you here on my plane and we'll sit courtside and we'll watch the game. And I told her, and I go, oh my God.
I'm like, go.
Oh, it's good. And then I realized my little 3-year-old just had soccer practice that day. And I'm like, private plane, front row seat, watch a basketball game, got to fly home, be tired the next day. I'm not really into sports. Or watching my 3-year-old look up and see his dad there while he's playing soccer. Wasn't even a choice. I called back and said, appreciate the offer so much, but I'm going to my son's. The only fib, I said soccer game instead of soccer practice. It's just an art of saying no. So I didn't mean to make that a long piece, but it really is hard. If you're here, you are someone who says yes to you. I guarantee, you know that saying, if you want something done, ask who? If you want something done, who do you ask? Put it in the chat. Who's the first one to win? If you want something done, who do you ask? Tick tock, tick tock. The busy ones. There we go. You ask the busiest person you know, not the person sitting around and doesn't know what to do, because that's what they do, right? I would guarantee you are the busiest people other people know. You're the ones that get asked advice. You're the ones that ask to get help. You're the ones that ask to say, look at Lori shaking her head. You're the ones that solve the problems, right? So if you're the busiest person you know, you are programmed. Sue Drager, I see you shaking your head. You are programmed to say, yes, I got it, right? Are you the yes, I got it people? Raise your hand if you're the yes, I got it people. Bradley, I see you. I see you, Connie. I see you, yes, right? You're the yes, I got it people. So we're just so used to saying, yes, oh, I'll get that birthday. Oh, I'll fit that in. I'll fit that in. I'm going to tell you, exhale, prioritize. Do a 1 to 10. Is this a 10 on my list of the woman I want to become, the man I want to become, the father I want to become, the business leader I want to become, the owner I want to become? Does this say yes and fuel that? And if it doesn't, it's a hard no. I mean, so I don't think we can overemphasize that, because life does get busy and life does get hectic. And there are days I forget to be a good husband because I'm juggling like crazy. She juggled kids all day and her business. I juggled 200 employees here, 300 that are in California. I juggled 500 employees for the day and went live and did this, and we come home and we forget all that crap and we forgot about the energy with each other, and all of a sudden at 8 o'clock at night we're like, whoa, what the heck are we doing? Right? So it does take work. So these are just the little things that I think can help empower that.
Yeah, I would just say, you know, start being mindful of like your actions and what you do. for instance, like when that happens with us and has a long day, I have a long day with the kids and whatever else I'm handling. And then we see each other and it's just like a quick business transaction, like, babe, help me with this, do this. And we're like, okay, wait, we are the most important relationship in our whole family is us. If we're not good, no one else is good. Our work's not good. So let's do a little reset here. And it's just good to keep, be mindful of your own actions because we want to right away put blame on everybody else. And it's also the way you deliver a message. I know a lot of like our cultures make it hard for us to say no to things. And we want to be people pleasers. Like that is definitely my culture. You want to say yes to everything. But it's really good to, stand up for yourself and say it in a polite way. But, we all know how to do that.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to read question number 2. It said, how do you remain connected to your partner or spouse when it feels like you're in 2 different worlds? Lots of people asked a variety of that question.
Mm-hmm. And I saw another question pop up on the screen where she felt as in she's completely different from her husband now. They've completely grown apart and living his life, like his identity and not hers. So I feel like that kind of ties in together.
I mean, they said there was lots of questions with this variation.
Yep.
So how do you remain connected to a partner, spouse, when it feels like you're living 2 different worlds? Here's the thing. If you are, who would consider themselves, you used to have, or maybe still have some, a career-minded person, but now you are evolving or awakening the entrepreneurial version of yourself? Raise your hand if you are awakening or wanting to fuel the entrepreneurial version of yourself. Okay, keep your hand up if you realize how in deep contrast that is to a career mindset, right? Think of that. Like, think of, we go to school, and in middle school and high school, what are we programmed? Do this, follow this path, follow this curriculum, get these grades, fill out the application this way, and you can get into that school, right? We're taught into that. Are we taught that we can sit down at a test and collaborate with other people? Or is that cheating in school? That's cheating, right? In real life, in business, I don't have all the answers. I cheat all the time. I sit with people way smarter than me in their lane, and we bring the best thing together, right? We're taught in school to do it on your own. In business, we know we need people. Are we ever taught in school how to communicate? Are we ever taught in school on the basic terms on how to influence people, how to talk, how to tell stories, how to fall in love with selling? Are we taught finances in school? No, we're taught how to get a job. I'm just being honest. First, we're taught how to get into the college. Then we're taught how to get the job. And then once we get in the job, we're taught how to keep our head down, do what we do best, and hopefully get the raises, and hopefully have enough money in our 401k someday to retire and get the hell out of this crappy ass job, right? I'm sorry if I'm painting an ugly picture. Some of you have jobs that you absolutely love. I get it. But the majority of people feel that way, right? And then all of a sudden, you're programmed, and someone comes along and sparks something that was already inside of you, or something you've been thinking about for years, and you go, son of a gun, I could do my own thing. I could make money off my own efforts. I could do it my way. I could be the crazy dreamer. I could be the sculptor, the artist, the innovator, the creator, the nutty woman down the street. I don't care. I could be whoever the hell I want to be. Do those 2 philosophies crash even inside your own brain? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Yes or no? Do those 2, Jerome, thank you for being so honest with 2 hands up. Lori, thank you for being so honest. Do those 2 philosophies just go, right? So think about this, especially if you're a part of this mastermind family, you are being fueled by stuff that says, do your own thing. Be the woman you were meant to be. Be the man you were meant to be. Soar. Go all the way in. And if you're married to someone who has a career mindset, in your own brain, it's a cluster. In your own brain, you're fighting. No, career, stay secure, you'll be fine. And in your other parts, like, screw that, I'm meant for more. You're screwed up. I am. We all are. And then all of a sudden, we're with somebody. If they're not on these calls, they don't go to watch Tony and I. They don't go through the training. Then all of a sudden, they're like, what the hell is wrong with him? Right? No wonder you feel apart. You're 2 different people inside. What the hell? What chance do they have to stay aligned with you? Right? Am I hitting a point
No,
here?
it's true. It's so true. It's like these voices in our head, and it's like the battle within yourself, and then like also, and it's hard along. Just let alone, it's hard to understand what you're feeling. You can't tell that to your partner who doesn't understand what you're feeling because they're not in your world. So yeah, it's very challenging.
So can I give you a little secret that this is going to be a tough one. Thanks, Leslie. It felt like a mic drop. I'm going to give away a secret right in front of my wife. You guys, now it's not going to be a secret. Can I tell you how, in my experience, I've definitely messed up in the past, we all have, and I forget to do it sometimes with this amazing woman. But can I tell you the fastest way to get her interested in exploring my crazy thoughts? I'm going to give you a secret. What do you think it is? Patsy, what do you think? You ready, Patsy? I can tell.
Careful, Dean.
I literally remember to ask my wife what's interesting to her and shut my mouth and listen. She doesn't know I do that, and I truly forget to do it sometimes. And now when I do it next week, because I shared it with you all, she's like, oh, you're doing that thing. But if I want her to understand that I'm in a business, I own a business with Tony Robbins, I have 150 employees, I already work like a madman, and I come home and say, hey, because Tony's going from in-person to virtual, I'm gonna go over and help be the CEO of Tony's company of another 300 people, is that cool? That is like, are you crazy? We have 4 kids and a baby on the way, right? But if I go home and say, babe, you juggling a business, 4 kids, 2 new ones, a new one on the way, babe, how do you do it? What keeps you motivated? And I just shut up and listen. By the time she gets done, she's like, well, what about you? Hey, I'm going to help Tony. Cool, thumbs up. We're on the same page. Right?
There's nothing bad with that either. I love when you do that. Yes, please do that more. Yeah.
I got permission.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Yes,
back then we started. She wishes there was another
yes,
baby on the
I
way.
wish.
I'm good with 4. Maybe this is something we got to get some consulting from you guys. She's ready for baby 5. I'm good at 4.
5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Dean said he likes the number 6, so I'm gonna roll with that. But maybe later.
So, listen, there is no easy answer. I know when I'm not trying to make it light. When you say you and your partner have, gone in 2 different directions, I just want to remind you that the inside of our own brain goes in 2 different directions. How can we expect someone else to get us? And it makes me think of things like Trent Shelton. When Trent was here on our studio, and you guys, so many of you, I see Alexis, she always comes with a cool background.
Oh, I love that.
We got some of our family members here that have been with us for years and years and years. And thank you for being a part of Mastermind. We got so many cool things coming your way. Just so you know, 2024 is going to be off the freaking charts. We're about $2 million in right now in investing in the software and the process, and we got so many cool things coming. So thank you for being a part of this family. It's going to reward you in a huge way, and there's nothing you have to do. It's just going to give you upgrades all year long. So I digress there for a minute. But Trent made me think of that. Trent said, how do you expect other people to see your dreams when God gave you your prescription? Like, this is your lens you see out of it. It is your glasses. If I gave Lisa my glasses right now, it would be blurry for her, right? If she gave me her thick Coke bottles, I couldn't see it all. Just kidding.
No, literally.
Right? Like, I have a dream that I can only see through my lens. And she has dreams and fears and goals and worries only through her lens. And the only way we can stay connected is if she can explain to me what she sees through her lens and I actually listen.
Yes.
I don't have a better answer than that.
Yes.
Right? I don't have a better answer than that. So, so many times in life we want to feel heard. Is that true? Who in here has ever really wanted to be heard by your spouse, significant other, or someone in your family? I'm going to share something that might be tough because some of you are probably really frustrated with the other person in your life that they're not listening. And sometimes this is hard. But what if I could challenge you to take the next 60 or 90 days and park your emotions on the side and just be the best question asker, listener on the planet for the next 60 days. Even if you're frustrated, he doesn't get me. He doesn't understand what I want out of my life. He won't even take a moment to listen to me. What if you just spent being the listener you wish he was, or the listener you wish she was, for 60 days, asking questions, even about the crap that you could care less about? Like, I can't believe he even likes that or she likes that. But what if you just did that for 60 days? I'm telling you, in the majority of this, it's hard to receive so much without, we're built for reciprocity, true? Mm-hmm. We're built to take, to receive, and then give. And I believe if you do that, you're finally going to get to a point where he or she's going to say, hey, what are you up to? What are your crazy thoughts? Like, that would be my dream for you. What do you think of that?
I think so too. I'm just thinking of like taking it back to when you first started dating. You know, it's like you have these conversations, you're listening, you know, you are really paying attention to what they're saying. You love what they're saying. I love how you always bring up how, you know, if somebody says, or if someone's eating funny, you're like, oh, that is so cute. Like, everything is just so much happier and blissful when you're first starting out. And then you get comfortable and you're in a relationship for years, and then everything's just annoying, or just like, okay, hurry up, say it. Like, no, it's like when you sit back and look at them and admire them and look in their eyes, maybe, you know, flirt with them a little bit. It really does shift things.
Shifts the energy.
It shifts the energy, and that person that therefore wants to be a little bit more, you know, flirtatious with you, or open to questions. I saw a comment that said he doesn't like questions. It's hard to ask questions. I get that. I've seen that situation, and it's because they're just annoyed. Like, so find a way to break that barrier, whether maybe don't ask questions, but give a compliment. I think that will
Or ask
help.
advice.
Or ask that, yes.
Everybody's got different triggers. And
Yes.
I think when we figure out the puzzle of other people,
Yes.
really, dating is detective work. Richard, you're spot on. Not just dating. Staying married forever is detective work,
is.
right? Mm-hmm. It's finding the things that open up, allow you to communicate, that shift the energy, right? So I'm going to be really transparent. Last night, there are some days, moms or any stay-at-home dads, I just want to give you all of the credit in the world. I could never do it. I'll start 5 more businesses before I could do that. I come home for a day. I come home some days and I could tell, like, if there was no breaks Lisa had that day, her hair is over this way, there's food on her shirt from like, there's just so much that's going on. I could tell she had one of those days, right? Last night was one of those days. Last night, because of our years together and playing detective, right, of understanding and listening, last night I sat in bed, she came and sat next to me, and it was just a rough day, and I was just listening. But I know how to get her, and I said, remember, babe, remember what I said last night? I said, this is just a chapter in a really long book. And I think someday when you look back at this really long book, it's actually going to be the best chapter in the whole damn thing. And she said to me, God damn it, how do you know how to do? Didn't you say that?
Yeah,
like, how do you know how to do that? I feel better now, right?
Yeah, because everything is a phase. Everything is just a circle. Like, you know, everything is just, you know, it goes by so fast. It's like there's a saying with moms, it's days are long, but the years are short. It's so true. That's like that with our whole life, with every phase in our life.
And listen, I know some of you might be in a relationship that has no future, and I'm sorry. We've both been there.
Yes.
Right? And please know, I'm not just talking rainbows and puppies and everything's perfect. Some of you are in a relationship that's not good. Some of you have went through a divorce. Some of you might go through one. I don't wish that on anybody at all. But these are the things we can learn along the way to maybe bring back the relationship we have, or if it has ended or it will end, that we don't take the same version of us into the next relationship.
Yes.
I am not the same man to this woman as I was in previous relationships. I'm not. That guy didn't do a great job. This guy is doing a better job because I'm not letting this one go. And I know it is easy. And how about this? I got some questions for you, because I got a question for you if you will be honest with me. Who knows some crap that you do that is not good for your relationship? And you can feel when you're doing it. Dr. Tammy, I see you. You can feel when you're doing it, and you still do that shit. Like My wife wants to have a conversation, but I'm not in a good mood, so I'm not talking today. Yeah, I'll get it done. Don't worry, I got it handled. Like you're walking away going, that's stupid. She feels like I don't care about her and I won't share with her. And you still freaking walk away. Like you still walk away as a dude and go, no, I'll just handle it. As you're doing it, you're like, this is screwing up my relationship. And you still freaking do it. I'm telling you, it's built in, it's DNA. My parents were married 9 times between them. That's not exaggeration. 5 from my mom, 4 from my dad. They only know how to screw relationships up. That shit is still inside of me. And some days I know I want to act like my father. Literally. And some days I do. And I walk into the room and I go, God damn it. And I run back out and go, babe, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. That was like...
But we're both the same. Like, you know, we all have our little things that we're like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? I'm better than that. So, you know, but, you know, like Dean's saying, you know, we don't want you to have to compromise relationship, but also we don't want you to have to compromise yourself. And if you give it everything you got, just like how it takes years sometimes for a relationship to go sideways, it might take years to bring it back up. But if it doesn't at the end, you know, we all deserve the best. We have one life, and so it is hard. It's hard, but when you get past that you know rocky, the rocky what do you call it? The rocky ocean ship or whatever.
Yeah.
On the other side, there's sun, and yeah, I feel like we all deserve the best, whether it's in a relationship now or in the future.
Yeah, another one I wrote down, and some of you might be past this. Seriously, I don't want to just say that we're sprinkling magic fairy dust today. We're only sharing what's working for us after 2 people who have messed up in the past, and we got this one pretty dialed. I mean, I feel that we're pretty good, and still we'll go weeks where it's not perfect, then we snap ourselves out of it. But
especially when you have kids, like when we have kids, especially, our babies are watching. They're so like wicked smart. I'm like, babe, you haven't hugged me today. You haven't touched me today. I'm like, touch me. You know, that's my love language. I love touch and hug and kiss and, you know, so he's like, oh my gosh, sorry. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know, so.
Yeah, and so there's 2 things, there's 2 more things, and I've shared this before, and this is great for partnerships. If you have a partnership, this is great for siblings, is what if I'm going to just keep throwing stuff out there and hopefully you pick one of them. But what if you went the next 30 days and you forgot about the scorecard? Right? What if you just forgot about the scorecard? Listen, I watch some of your comments and I see your faces. I can equate the text to seeing your faces. And I know some of you said, I'm asking questions and he walks away, or I get so mad at him, I just don't even want to talk to him. Or she's not listening to me when I say I want to be an entrepreneur. I see those coming in. And I know that we can get to those places. And what happens over time is we start keeping score and our brains want to keep us even. Isn't that true? Don't our brains want to keep us even? I did this amazing thing for you. The meal was there. The flowers were there. You walked in. You didn't even say hi. You didn't say thank you. You sat down and ate the meal, and then you went on the couch and watched TV. Are you kidding me? The next day is, all right, no love for him. He comes home, hey, what's up? Right? What's up? Yeah, what's up? And then dudes, we don't know how to express our emotions. We're like, okay, should we fist pump? Like, okay, I'm gonna go. Like, and all of a sudden, that scorekeeping, and then he's thinking in his head because we're kind of dumb, and instead it's like, wow, she not like, he forgot totally that he didn't say thank you for the meal or anything like that. He's just thinking in his head, well, maybe she doesn't like me. Okay, I'll just watch some more TV or I'll surf on his, or like, we're dumb. And then all of a sudden, it starts getting bigger, and then you're keeping score more. It's like, well, maybe he doesn't love me. And all of a sudden, you're so far down the road saying, and then this is what happens. When he starts seeing what I do for him, or when she sees how hard I work during the day to pay the bills, when they see that, when they say it, when they say thank you, that's when I'm going to give love, dress up, do this thing. And all of a sudden, you're down 2 paths, and the score just gets so far away that sometimes there's no coming back. What if you just had the nerve? What if you were the better person to say, I'm just going to erase the scorecard and not give a crap about it for the next 30 days? And just see. And just see. Come home, long day at work, got your ass kicked at work, put in extra time. Nobody realizes that you had a big problem to solve. There was an accident on the freeway, all of it. You come home exhausted, and your significant other says, hey, you know, you didn't take out the garbage this morning is the first thing, and you just want to frickin' explode. What if for 30 days you're like, all right, let me go grab it. Smile and wave, like the little animals on Madagascar, right? If you watch the Disney movie or whatever movie it is, right? What are those little animals called on Madagascar? I forgot the name of them. Tootie, I see you laughing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Just smile and wave for 30 days, right? Like, somebody tell me, what are the animals on Madagascar? They were the meerkats. The meerkats, right? If you remember, oh, no, but it wasn't the meerkats. It was the penguins from, yeah, it was the penguins, right? Okay, it was the penguins that every time they get in trouble, the one guy's voice goes, smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. I'm going to say, what if you just took 30 days and every time you feel like choking him or choking her, you just smile and wave. Okay, I get it. I'm not going to keep score this month. I'm going to kick your ass next month. But I'm just telling you, you'll see a break in a pattern. You'll see a break in your own emotions. You will laugh at yourself. Like any other day, I would want to kill him right now or kill her right now, and it will break the pattern. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's great. I honestly think that it's just your mindset. It really is. It narrows down to that. It's just not keeping score. Starting with the change, starting with yourself, because we're like, well, we're not going to change until that person does all the time. That's so childish, but we all do that. I know I do. But yeah, it's good to just start with yourself, because I especially as I've gotten older, I do feel more love when I just give it versus receiving it. Mm-hmm.
I think that's. I have a question here. There's another one that's completely different. Someone says coming from a different angle. So I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. This question is from Enis, E-N-I-S. I hope I said that right. Enis. Coming at it from another angle. I have a business partner who wants to hang out and be friends. I want to be business partners, but I don't want to be friends.
I think that's a very valid question. I feel like I know a lot of people in that situation. I've been in that situation, so I understand that. I think that it all starts with boundaries. I love boundaries. You know, I love that word boundaries in our home, with our friends, I just love the word boundaries, and it's just good to like have that beautiful relationship with someone of the opposite sex, but also, the boundaries start within yourself. Like if you're putting yourself out there a little bit too much, maybe that friend thinks that, hey, actually, we could probably be friends outside of this. Let's go do X, Y, and Z. So also, like first start with thinking, what am I doing that I'm giving him that feel that if we can be more than business partners? Am I doing something that's a little bit out of the box? Like going back with a little thing I've always said to my sisters and friends, when we were younger, I said there's a very fine line between flirting and friendly. You can be friendly, but just don't cross that line, especially if you have a partner that's of the opposite sex. But I think, you can have a beautiful relationship that's just a friendship.
But this is just a partnership without the friendship. So I think all of that was great advice and great thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I want to share, because this comes up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I got asked to speak at a mastermind that you came to see me a couple weeks ago,
mm-hmm.
remember? And we were talking about this exact thing. And I've gotten to the
Yes.
point in my life that I wish I would have gotten here sooner. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit older with young babies, and I want to give so much of the attention. I want to be here as much as I can. And you heard I say no to everything, but that saying no to everything for so long has also brought a version of me where I don't have any filters, and I say what I think. I don't try to sugarcoat it anymore. Like, I am not afraid to just say, hey, I really like the opportunity for us to be to be partners. But I'm going to be really transparent, and if you can't handle this, then maybe it's not the right partnership. At this phase of my life, I don't have time for more friends. I don't want to do things on a personal experience. I don't want to be on a personal level. What I want is a kindred relationship as a partner, if we could fuel each other's business. But I don't have anything else outside of that. And if that bugs you, then maybe this isn't. And if it doesn't, if you appreciate my honesty, then I think we could do some amazing things. And here's how I'd like to set up our partnership. Mm-hmm. Like so I went to an event that was like how to network with other people event, right? So it was a great event. It was I won't share, but it's an influencer, you know. She's all over, and she asked me, she was here doing an event. She asked me, she's a dear friend. So I went, and it was probably 90% women in the room, all completely successful. I think they paid $20,000 to be there for the day, and they were networking. And the whole training that day was how to network and meet each other, and how to hand out cards and share what I do, and how to start stimulating conversations. And it was probably amazing. They were all smiling. These people teaching were crushing it, right? But networking is like the biggest fear of my entire life. Like, I might seem like an extrovert. I am such an introvert. I ask my wife, when we go to a party and there's other parents around, where am I usually?
With the kids.
Yeah, with the kids, because then everybody's like, oh, he's such a good dad. No, it's because I don't want to talk to any single person here except my wife. So everybody thinks I am the greatest dad, playing football, baseball, rolling on the ground, kicking soccer balls. It's like, oh, you're such a good dad. Hey, you got a minute? It's like, no, some more kids need some time. I just don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to network. I've never had a business card in my life. And some people love that. And I'm not knocking it. It's just not me. I don't even know what to say. And people go, what do you do for a living? I don't know. I help kids. I'm going to help them right now, right? So they're there talking about networking, and all I could think about is they were pushing people to sit in different tables and say, hey, how could we help each other in business, and ask personal questions like, so what do you like? And I'm like, guys, I don't want to go against anything you were taught today. And this will get to what I want to share about being brutally honest about partnerships. I promise I'll tie this all together. I said, but who in here really needs a whole bunch of new friends? Raise your hand if you want a whole bunch of new friends. I'm like, nobody raised their hand. I'm like, you don't want friends. You want to know if there's people in this room, right now, that if you come together, 1 and 1 makes 5. That you could partner, you could affiliate with each other, you could promote each other's business. You might have something they don't, you have something they need. I said, so here's what I'd say. You want to really kick ass? And I got a standing ovation. The crowd went nuts. I'm like, stop all the bullshit. Walk up and go, hey, what do you do? Let me tell you what I do, and let's see if we can make money or impact together. I said, and then if you're 5 minutes in and you realize it's completely off, go, whoa, let's wait. This ain't going to work out. You're awesome. I'll see you later. Get up and leave. Don't be going, so how's your kids? Oh, how old are they? You don't give a shit. I said, you really don't care how old their kids are. You don't care where their kids go to school. You don't. You're there. Dr. Prouty's laughing. Like, you don't really give a crap. You don't want a new friend. You don't care about their kids. You want to know if you can do business together. Is that why you're here? They all raise their hand. I'm like, well, stop all the bullshit. Go find someone you can make money and impact together. They laughed. They cheered. Sometimes I was being a little extreme because I don't like networking, but I love partnerships. I love aligning with people. I love working with people with same goals. I love if listen, do you know how many partners came from groups like this? I've partnered with so many of my students. It'll be hundreds through the years of students that I find that are doing something amazing. I see some of my students on here right now as coaches, right? We will partner, we'll do great things together. I don't have to be best friends with them. I don't have to know, but they know I care. They know that we have something together that serves people at a greater cause, and we can make an impact. And if they can handle the great partnership without coming over on my birthday, then we can have something fantastic.
Yeah, so great. Love what you said.
What do you guys think about that? I want new friends, honestly. I need more. Then, well, good. Then, Margaret, you should. Then you're the type should find someone else that wants to talk about everything. And that's what makes this world freaking amazing. Is find the people that align with you, right? And after my 4 kids are out of the house and in school, I'll be looking for some friends. But right now, I have soccer. 2 of my kids are in soccer. 2 of them are in tennis. One's in softball. I have a game today. One is just starting dance soon. Like, right now, it's 300 employees and 4 kids and an amazing wife. There's not much else that gets a yes outside of that. Okay. Want to do another question?
Sure.
Okay.
How much time do we have?
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Okay.
A lot of questions about, is it possible to balance time between my business and my relationship? Building my business takes all my spare time, but I don't want to give up on my business. I would say, go back to what Lisa started when we first shared today, is you got to make a not to do list.
I was just going to say that. Yes.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to. And if you've raise your hand if you've ever made a not to do list. It's about 10%. right? So here's what I'd suggest. Make another one today. If you're part of the 10% that raised your hand. Those that haven't, make your first one. But be stricter. Be stronger in what you say no to. There are things you do. Write down. Now, let's just take a minute here. Let's take a minute. Let's do a little work together. I want you right now to think of some of the things you do on a weekly basis that are kind of a habit. They're kind of a routine. Maybe it's 5 hours a week just looking at stupid crap on your phone. Maybe it's meeting with a friend who makes you feel like shit every time you're with her because she just is negative, right? I don't know what it is. I would love for you to think about right now. What is something you do on a regular basis that if you really think about it, doesn't serve your relationship, it doesn't serve your business, it doesn't serve your family, it doesn't serve the woman or the man that you want to become. I would really think about it and go stronger and go and question, no, I got to do that. It's like, do I really have to do that? Do I really have to watch my Netflix? Do I really have to, and I'd love for you to put it in the chat so everybody realizes we're all human. Right? And some of you are thinking right now, no, everything I do is great. It's like, no, grocery shopping should just get it delivered. Oh man, Eric, good job. Watch TV after dinner. Lloyd, so honest, I love it.
I saw an Amazon
Wasting time on my phone, Amazon. That's my wife, it's gonna be on her list. No phone while my partner is speaking to me.
Baking cookies nobody eats.
Baking cookies nobody eats except you, Ruth, right?
Stop looking at Facebook.
Falling asleep lunchtime, phone scrolling, playing games, watching curling. That is interesting. I like that. That's my hobby. That's pretty cool, Shelly. Pick out my phone.
No phone while playing with my daughter.
I love
My
that,
own phone.
Karen.
Yes.
Going on my phone and end up scrolling forever. Now, Margaret, none of us have ever done that. None of us pick up our phone to check an email and then an hour later, like, oh my God, you dropped your phone. Like, what did I just do? Right? What did I just do? I just lost an hour of my life.
Yes. Like, no.
Right? Fight with my computer problems. No procrastinating. Not being present with my kids. Too much phone scrolling. Example time watching TV. Stop checking my email first thing in the morning. Carrying guilt. Going through all the notifications on my phone and end up scrolling for way too long. Melanie, we all do it. No leaving the house without making my bed. I like that one. Right? Forgetting the journal. Worrying. Right? I think some of us have actions we have to stop doing. Things, the scrolling, the TV, the video games, right? Playing solitaire, procrastinating. And some of us have philosophies we have to say no to. I'm not going to obsess on my limiting beliefs anymore. I'm going to obsess on the woman I know I was meant to be. I'm going to obsess on the power this man has inside of him, right? I've done amazing things in my life. I'm going to focus on the things that I've done that are amazing. I'm going to use that fuel to move forward, right? We could say no to thoughts and actions because when we do, it allows us to open up space for the things that really are important. Love, connection, intimacy, relationship, companionship, right? So I'm going to encourage all of you to make a not to-do list. All right, let's see. We had so many great questions come in today. If you have a takeaway today, if there was one part that's your favorite, put it in the chat. I'd love to see what your favorite part is. I want to ask you a question. Is there something that, I'm putting you on the spot here, babe.
Okay.
Is there something that you think about? And I'll go first. Okay. But here's what I want you to think about. I want you to share something that maybe I don't know that you think about, but you just handle it because I know how you are. There's things that you are thinking about, wish were different, wish should change, or something I don't know. I hope we know most everything about each other, but there's something that maybe you want to share. And okay. I'm going to share something.
Okay.
And I want to share this. I want to share this. Men and women are completely different. I mean, we know that in a lot of ways, but I want to just give you a perspective from a man. Maybe that'll help in some ways. I don't know if it's brought up and we're supposed to be masculine. I don't know if we're just genetically programmed to problem solve, handle it, get it done. If you go back to the original foundation of caveman time, maybe we're supposed to be the providers and the protectors and all the things, right? I'm not trying to get in an argument over masculinity and femininity and none of that stuff or any of that. What I'm saying is, in general, it doesn't mean every man or every woman. In general, I see it with friends, I see it with family. A lot of us, men especially, we can keep things inside and we just plow forward and we tend not to listen to certain things. We tend to look for solutions. We forget to listen. All those things, men are from Venus, women are from Mars, or vice versa. All those things are true. But I want to tell you something, is the things that we might do in silent that maybe you guys don't know. Every morning I leave my house early. And I hope every morning that I don't have to leave before my family gets up. Before Lisa wakes up and the kids wake up. I wake up pretty early. And Lisa gets up when the kids get up. So if I leave before 7, I don't get to say goodbye, and I hate it. But I never say anything about it. I hate it. I walk out the door and my heart hurts every single day. This morning I left before they were up. My heart hurt this morning. I was just driving. I shot them a video. I had an appointment this morning. I shot them a video from the appointment I had. Just saying, I just want to tell you, Luca, Vita, good morning, I love you. But I want to tell you, there's some days, the days that, and I'm just giving you a reference from how a man's brain thinks. There's some days when I can leave at 7:30. They get up about 7:15, 7:20. If I leave at 7:30, I get to see them. And my son, every morning, he'll say, Dad! And I scream across the room, Luca! And he'll go, Dad, Luca! And he runs to me like we haven't seen each other in 20 years every day. Am I lying? Mm-hmm, yes. And he runs to me and he hugs me every single day. And we're like, Dad, Luca, Luca, Dad, right? And I'll play with him. And he's like, let's play toys. And I'll play with him a little bit. And then Vita comes out. My daughter's hair is like all over the place.
She has so much hair.
And she comes out and she's like, yeah, I'm going to play. And they're all over me. And then I got to leave. And they're like, Dad, don't go. Every day, Dad, play toys. And they're both understanding. It's amazing because she's such a great mother. And I'll say, Dad's got to go to work, kiddos, but I'll see you tonight. We'll play. I'll push you on the swing. And not once in a while, 5 days a week, 4 days a week, when I leave them at that point, I get in my car, and I never told you this, and I think to myself, screw it. I have enough money to last 3 lifetimes. I'm quitting. I'm getting done all this, and I'm just going to be there for every second of my kids. And I think through that kind of emotion. And I know for a fact I will never do that. I love what I do too much. My kids need to see me thriving. They need to see me doing what I do. They need to see me writing books and being on stages. And that's my wife's job there, right? And we do amazing tag teaming this. But those emotions go on in my head 7 days a week, that when I leave early or when I leave with them. And I never share that. As a man, I don't come home and go, babe, when I left this morning. And she would love that. I know when I left this morning, this is how I felt. We keep all that stuff bottled up inside of us. And so, not every man, not every woman, please know that. I just happen to be friends with a lot of guys who do similar things when they open up. And then you have a tough day, and then something goes wrong in business, and you were doing a live and the camera went out, and then you had your favorite employee get poached by somebody else and they offered them 3 times as much and they're quitting. And then you come home and there's a car accident and you're stuck and you walk through the door and then one little thing triggers and you're like, and you're thinking to yourself, why is he such a jerk? It's because that whole day built up and we don't know how to express it. I've worked my whole life to try to express it, right? And then we come home. And then my wife had the same similar day handling the kids, and she goes to tell me something that's bugging her, and I just want to solve it and go, hey, are we good? You got that? We have to just acknowledge that we all have the human condition. We all have shit in here. We all have crap. We all have pre-programming from previous relationships, from watching our parents, which it could have been amazing. And we all have stuff. So at the end of the day, I don't have the magical answer to making the relationship you're in better. I think we had a lot of cool ideas today, things that are working for us. And the relationship that may be too far gone or the one that already ended. But I do know this, that the best way to understand all of it is to look in the mirror and go, I'm a part of this. Good, bad, or otherwise, I'm a part of it. And how do I bring a better version of me to the table? And that's the only thing I know. When I bring a better version of me to the table, I get something so incredible from this woman. And when I bring a shitty version of me, I kind of get that mirror too. So that's my thought.
I love that. I just want to bring back your question.
Yeah.
Because I can go all over the place. You want to know what is something that...
Is there something that you, like what I just shared, I think about that in the morning. I've never shared that with you when I leave.
Like something that goes through my head.
Or anything that would help them. Like I only wanted to share that to be vulnerable, to
That
say,
would help them.
we all
Okay,
got
because I have
crap.
two. Okay, perfect.
Something that would
I
help
have
them.
one that I, like, think of every day and go through every day with the kids and we have food allergies, so all of that as a mother. But that wouldn't help you guys. That's just my personal thing that I have to work on. I think what would help them, another one is one that I think about all the time that we've talked about. We've done it and then we go back to not doing it and then we do it, is a weekly check-in. I have a lot of friends in our space that do that as couples that we admire and that we look up to, and they have a really beautiful relationship. And a lot of the similarities are they have like a weekly check-in, or even as a family, even with your kids. I think that's so beautiful, and that's just something that it would benefit all of us, because I feel like after you do that, it's like if anyone goes to church, I do. I haven't been lately with my babies, but when I do, that's my weekly check-in with God and with myself, and I feel better. My whole week is just like on fire. And I feel like the times that we have had that conversation at the end of the week, like, babe, how are you feeling? Is there something you want to talk about? Like, let's plan this, week, this Valentine's Day in 2 months, just something, whatever. Or let's plan like a family outing. The rest of my week is like, I'm good, I'm happy. I just had a really good one-on-one with my husband. We're good, we're aligned, and yeah.
I love that.
Short and sweet.
I'll put that on my list. Weekly check-in. We have a weekly date, but maybe that doesn't equate to a weekly check-in. I get it. Guys, thank you for spending this inner circle with us today. I hope we just wanted to be vulnerable and share, and I hope you got something good from it. Thank you for being a part of Mastermind. We truly are working our tail off here to bring you some amazing things so you could stay plugged in, so you could be a part of something bigger than yourself, that you have capabilities, the education. We have tools coming for you that are going to blow your mind. I can't share too much, but we have something that is going to absolutely blow your mind, and you're not going to have to go anywhere, not for anything. We want to make this the one place that has all your needs to be the entrepreneur you want, to be in this industry you want, to be fueled, to have the capabilities, the skills, the tools, the relationships, the friendships, the companionships, and all the other pieces. We're really excited. We thank you. We're going to have some great courses coming this month and all the rest. To my wonderful wife, Lisa Graziosi.
Thank you, family. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See ya.